Hello, bankers. A very good evening to all of you. Welcome back. So, welcome to GIV CIV Prep. So, guys, in this particular session, we are going to discuss our unit number 8, which is all about India's foreign trade policy and the foreign investment in India as well as economic development. All right. So, we have done with our previous 7 units. I hope सबने ये सारे units आपका देख लिए होंगे. So today's session is something around the foreign trade policy. The current one is 2022 to 2027. The earlier one was 2015 to 2020 itself. Okay? So there was 2 year gap due to COVID-19. But like what I experienced. Okay? So in your book itself, they have given only the previous foreign trade policy. Okay? So sometimes they ask question based on that particular one itself. Okay? Foreign investment, which include FDI and FI and economic development. So this part is the most important. Okay? So most of the time you will see question based on foreign direct investment where they have like the comparison between FDI, FIs or the basic guidelines or the sectorial limits or the new changes about these one. Okay? So unit number 8, foreign trade policy. Then we have, it is also known as EXIM policy. Okay? Foreign investment and economic development. So foreign trade policy, we have foreign trade policy structured changes during 90s, FTP of 2015-20 challenges. Then we have FDI, FII and recent trend. Economic development versus economic growth. This subtopic is also very important one. These two subtopics. Importance of economic development as a dimension. So these are the subtopics. Okay? So if you talk about the foreign trade policy, it is also known as EXIM policy, and it is designed by the DGFT, the Directorate General of Foreign Trade. Okay? So they generally design our India's export-import policy. So import export policies okay, for the coming years and all. And it is something which is, we can say, we generally come up with the like how we can boost our India's export. ठीक है तो हमारे जो आयात निर्यात है उनको किस तरीके से बढ़ाना है और कहीं ना कहीं like we have nowadays we are living in an era of globalization. ठीक है so how to leverage this benefit of globalization itself. ठीक है और कैसे like how we can facilitate to our exporters, what will be our nation oriented policies like with the different nations and all, and how we can make a balance in our balance of payment or how we can reduce the current account deficit. ठीक है तो ऐसे बहुत सारे एस्पेक्ट्स आपका जो आपको यहाँ पे देखने के लिए मिलेंगे. नहीं then the another one is FDI and FIIs. These are the major sources for Indian economy for the capital investment as well as the stock market investments. Okay. Then economic development and growth. Development is basically it is qualitative as well as quantitative in nature. Okay. Like it is all about the overall well-beings of the citizens, those who are living in that country. Growth is usually quantitative in nature. It has a narrower aspect. Okay. So it is all about how your output or economic output is increasing on year basis. Okay? So to measure growth, we generally use GDP. To measure this development, we have number of indices like we have the one of the most prominent is SDI, Human Development Index. We have hunger index or there are so many indices. Okay? The difference is how you can understand GDP wise or PPP wise, we are world third largest as per PPP. As per GDP, we are fifth largest economy in the world. But the second side, if you see the development side, so if you talk about the SDI rank, so we belongs to 130 like out of 196 or like the rate countries and all. ठीक है सो यू कैन सी द डिफरेंस. एक जगह आप तीसरे या पांचवें नंबर पर, दूसरी जगह आपकी जो रैंक है 129 130 इस तरीके से. ठीक है डेवलपमेंट वाइज अगर आप देखते हैं सो दैट इज द एस्पेक्ट इन दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. सो विद द हेल्प ऑफ few questions or with the help of MCQs and statement based questions, we will be building our understanding toward these particular one suggestion to all of you: do not get confused with this trade policy or this foreign trade policy and all. ठीक है? So there is very rare chances of asking that particular question, but if you'll open your book, you'll see there are lots of content which is given around the foreign trade policy 2015-20. ठीक है? So my recommendation to all of you कि ज़्यादा टाइम वहाँ पे आपका नहीं लगाना है. ठीक है? If they'll ask some question, that will be around the challenges or the key focus areas and all, ठीक है? Not around the numbers and all. ठीक है? तो ये मतलब this is my experience from last 3 to 4 years, and जब से INIFS को include किया है last 2 years से, ठीक है? They never ask question. They just ask the agendas of these particular foreign trade policies, ठीक है? Not the specific numbers and all. Though we are going to practice some numbers, so these numbers are more than enough for your exam preparation. All right, chalo. So we will start with our very first question with foreign trade policy itself. Okay? This kind of question you can expect. Okay? So which give an overall, like basically it is an it is a overall idea about the foreign trade policies. Okay? Which of the following statement regarding India's foreign trade policy are correct? So prior to 1991, India had a highly protectionist trade policy with high tariff and quantitative restrictions. So this statement is completely true because that time we used to have FERA, the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, and the agenda of FERA was to conserve the economic reserve. ठीक है? So we were not part of the globalization in all. ठीक है? So ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हमारा जो एफर्ट था, फेरा का जो फेरा और फेमा के अंदर जो मेजर डिफरेंस है वो यही है. फेरा क्या करता था कि हमारे जो इकोनॉमिक रिजर्व हैं या जो फॉरेक्स रिजर्व है उनको कैसे और ज़्यादा प्रोटेक्ट किया जाए. ठीक है? एंड फेमा वॉज अराउंड, जब फेमा लेके आए सो वी ओपन अप. ठीक है? हमारा जो इनवर्ड एंड आउटवर्ड दोनों ही रेमिटेंसेस को आपका फैसिलिटेट करने के लिए जो आपका काम करता है. ठीक है? So the trade liberalization measure post 1991 were implemented solely due to pressure from international agencies. This statement seems wrong. Reason देखो, एक तो आपका solely, ठीक है? This is like international agencies pressure was not the only reason. ठीक है? तो हमने 1980s का जो आपका वॉशिंगटन डीसी के अंदर जो समिट हुआ था, वहां पे IMF, वर्ल्ड बैंक, US Treasury, they discuss the global issues and all. They suggested economies कि they should work on their taxation, their liberalization, privatization, and all these kind of things. But that is a kind of advisory. If you follow these particular things, we can help you in these many areas. But it was not any sort of restrictions कि आपको ये करना ही करना है. So this is one parameter. ठीक है? That was like जिसकी वजह से हम लिबरलाइजेशन आपका लेके आए, बट इट इज नॉट द सोल रीजन. ठीक है? बिकॉज इट वॉज द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ इंडियन इकोनॉमी ड्यूरिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर पीरियड, क्योंकि हम ऑलरेडी क्राइसिस में आपका आ चुके थे. सो दिस मेक दिस स्टेटमेंट रॉन्ग. The present trade policy reform aim to enhance global integration and आपका industry competitiveness 100% true. So nowadays like globalization itself known for the economic integration. Okay? And India is one of the leading economy in the world. Those who actively participated in globalization things. Okay? Like India's largest trade partner is China, US. Like most of the time this number got shuffled. Okay? Between US and China. So US and China के अलावा like Russia, इसराइल, सऊदी, सो दीज आर सम नेशंस जहां पे बहुत ज्यादा हमारे आज के डेट में इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट्स होते हैं. ठीक है? सो करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट, सो ऑप्शन 1 and 3 means option B will be right answer for this particular one. ठीक है? So option 2 was incorrect. While international agencies influenced some reforms, liberalization was also driven by India's own need for competitiveness and economic growth. ठीक है? So that time we were already have some sort of economic crisis or trap. ठीक है? तो उससे बाहर निकलने के लिए. ठीक है? Now I'll show you some data. ठीक है? Based on economic policy 2015-20. ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे आई जस्ट सजेस्ट कि एक दो बार इनको देख लीजिएगा. डू नॉट गो फॉर एनी काइंड ऑफ रेटिफिकेशन इन ऑल. यू विल रियली सी द क्वेश्चन बेस्ड ऑन दिस. इफ यू अगर आप वो डेटा पूरा याद करने में लग जाओगे ना, उतने में आप एक और यूनिट तैयार कर लोगे. ठीक है? एंड द प्रोबेबिलिटी is very less for getting question based on this. Okay. So, what was the target increase India shares in global export for foreign trade policy 2015-20? It is 2% to 3.5%. Okay. Yes. So, option D means आपका 2% to 3.5% was the major idea behind this particular one. Okay. Just go through this one. Just give me 1 minute. All right. So on April 2015, Indian government launched foreign trade policy 15 to 20. In line with a Make in India initiative, the foreign trade policy 15 provided a framework for promoting goods and services exports as well as employment generation and value additions in the economy. It also aimed to increase India's share of the global export from 2 to 3.5%. Okay. Next one or two more questions, then we will close this chapter. Okay. Which of the following statement regarding foreign trade policy 15-20 are correct? Okay. So क्या क्या I have tried to cover maximum content in और जो key areas होते हैं, ठीक है, और जो बुक के अंदर आपका 20 to 27 पॉलिसी के जो आउटकम्स हैं या नॉट आउटकम द प्रपोज थिंग्स दैट विल आल्सो कवर इट. So multiple mercantile export scheme, it is also known as MEIS, was merged into a single scheme called Mercantile Export from India scheme. True. So mercantile exports के लिए we have one single scheme. So that was proposed during this particular one. Okay. Service for service export, we have service from India export scheme. Service export from India scheme replace SURF from India scheme, SURF from India scheme, and apply to Indian service providers only. All the service provider from India. This is wrong. Sorry. It is applied to all the service provider. Duty credit scripts issued under the MEIS and SEIS. SEIS, which is stand for service export from India scheme, were fully transferable, right? Under the export promotion capital goods schemes, export obligations were reduced to 75% if capital good were purchased domestically. True. Hard copies of application and documents were still required for the incentive program and duty exemptions. No. This is wrong. So nowadays we have export declaration form. So let's see, it is like whenever you do some sort of export, so you have to, like, the route is you have to fill a form that is generally through your authorized dealers category 1 bank. You have to fill one form that is known as export declaration form. We have custom, and these all banks and the different departments and organizations, those who involve in this import export activities, so they have to, like, these all things are now streamlined online. And the another thing is, like, being a importer exporter, you have to take one code that is known as export import code. It is called import export code. EIC number. ठीक है. तो जैसे आप इंडिया से let's say if you are a exporter or importer, so first you have to take a code that is from DGFT, Directorate General of Foreign Trade. So DGFT से you have to take a code. It act like PAN number. जैसे हमारे ट्रांजेक्शन PAN के थ्रू मॉनिटर होते हैं, वैसे ही EIC code आपका which generally help to the importers and exporter, and all their transactions are linked with their EIC number. ठीक है. So जब आप एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे होते हैं या इंपोर्ट कर रहे होते हैं, you have to like there will be one authorized dealers. Authorized dealer category 1 bank will help you, and they'll ask you to fill a form that is known as export declaration form. In case of software, it is called Softex. So EDF for the goods, and for software, like apart from software we have Softex. and otherwise it is EDF. Okay? And these all forms are online nowadays, right? So this is also wrong. So that means 134, 134 means 134 only means आपका option C should be right answer for this one. Okay? So statement 2 incorrect. SEIS apply to service providers located in India, not just service providers only. Okay? And 5 was wrong. Hard copies were no longer required. तो अभी जितने भी आपका जो टूल्स है ना, या जितने भी ट्रांजेक्शन्स आपके होती हैं, या जितने भी एक्टिविटीज होती है, दे आर जनरली गेट रूटेड थ्रू द डिजिटलाइजेशन. ठीक है, सो वी हैव डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म्स फॉर दीज पर्टिकुलर वन. ठीक है, सो जहाँ पे जिनके थ्रू हम ये सारे ट्रांजेक्शन्स को, या कस्टम का क्लियरेंस हो, या ऑथराइज डीलर्स का अप्रूवल्स हो, एवरीथिंग इज monitored through this particular one. ठीक है, even RBI also have two platforms. One is EDPMS and another one is IDPMS. 2014 itself RBI launched these two portals. ठीक है, तो आपका एक एक्सपोर्ट डेटा प्रोसेसिंग मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, एक दूसरा आपका इंपोर्ट डेटा प्रोसेसिंग मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, where authorized dealers they have to update about these kind of import and exports. और वहां से जो भी पैसा आपका आ रहा है, ठीक है, वो एडवांस के फॉर्म में हो या फुल पेमेंट्स हो या आपका आउटसाइड हो रहे रेमिटेंसेस, दे जनरली वी जनरली हैव टू रिकॉर्ड दोज पर्टिकुलर वन एज एन ऑथराइज्ड डीलर बैंक्स. ठीक है, अबाउट दीज इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट रेमिटेंसेस. ठीक है, so which of the following statement regarding foreign trade policy 1520 are correct? The final question based on this state. So FTP 1520 aim to increase export of goods and services while promoting employment and value addition under Make in India program. 100% true. The policy introduced two new schemes. One is MEIS, mercantile export from India. Then आपका no, this is not for service. It is for mercantile export. And SEIS was for service export. Service export from India. Services. So it is. This is wrong. Under the EPCZ scheme, export specific export obligations were reduced to 15%. This we have discussed in our previous question also. So for capital goods, true, it was for capital good from indigenous manufacturers. So basically, if our manufacturer, like if you are exporting those particular goods which are manufactured by the domestic players, so they'll get this particular reductions. So basically, export obligations will reduce by 75% to boost the domestic exporters or the industries, or to achieve the target of Make in India program. E-commerce export of select product like handlooms goods, books, leather, footwear, and toys valued up to 25,000 rupees were made eligible for MEIS benefit. ठीक है, mercantile जो exports हैं उनके benefits मिलेंगे through this. Please try to remember this. ठीक है, manufacturer export with approved exporters status would be self certified goods for the uh, preferential treatment under the trade agreements. True. So if you are in approved exporters, these are kind of the value customers or value exporters, those who are part of this export system from long, and they are doing very good. They do not have any, they are not part of the caution list of RBI and all. So they generally comes under this one. So this is also true. MSME cluster were ignored. No, it was not MSME cluster. There was about 180 clusters आपका across the country. 180 clusters in foreign trade policy 1520 were not considered. No, this is wrong. MSME clusters were a part of the foreign trade policy 1520. FTP 1520 emphasizes the trade facilitation and ease doing business, including shift toward the 24/7 paperless working environment. True. So what we have to find out correct statements. So 1, 3, 4, 5 and 7. 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. That means option A should be right answer for this. अच्छा okay, D क्या है? 1, 3, 4, 5. अच्छा both are same actually. ठीक है, आप A बोलो या D बोलो, दोनों ही options आपके same है. ठीक है, so 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. ठीक है, yes. ठीक है, तो only two statement was wrong in this case. ठीक है, MEIS was for mercantile and SCIS was for service. And the statement, another one is MSME clusters were actively supported with 108, not मैंने कितना बताया था 118 or something else, not 180, it is 108. ठीक है, 108 clusters identified for export promotion under the foreign trade policy 2015-20. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Which of the following statement about India's foreign trade policy 2020 to 27, the current foreign trade policy, India aimed to reduce dependence on a few trading partners by exploring new market in Africa, Southeast Asia and Latin America. 100% true. And this question is important. ठीक है, so current trade policy आपका, अगर उसने trade policy के ऊपर question पूछा तो एक तो आपको जो first question हमने discuss किया था, in the this second one is this. ठीक है, simplification of export process is a key focus to enhance India's export competitiveness. 100% true. ठीक है, the FTP encourage an inward-looking economic policy and increase trade protectionism. No. ठीक है, trade, this is fine. We are inclined toward the inward-looking economic policy, but there is no trade protectionism. ठीक है, so this make this statement wrong. ठीक है, so 1 and 2 means option A will be right answer for this particular one. ठीक है, so FTP does not promote trade protectionism. Instead, it seeks strategic trade diversification and reforms itself. ठीक है, next one. So now onwards, अब ये थोड़ा सा FDI FIs and there is one another doubt from the candidate कि if you open your book, so they have given FDI limit for like every sectors and all. ठीक है, they'll never ask question based on that particular one also. ठीक है, just try to remember banking and insurance and the capital market one. And the most important part is कि जो अभी रिसेंटली आपका न्यूज में, और इफ एनीथिंग विच इज पार्ट ऑफ योर अदर टॉपिक. ठीक है, जैसे बैंकिंग के या आपका ARCs के अंदर वी हैव 100%, या अदर्स टाइप ऑफ लाइक इंश्योरेंस ड्यूरिंग द बजटरी अनाउंसमेंट, that is very very important. ठीक है, during budgetary announcement 2025-26, government they generally increase the this overall FDI limit in insurance sector from 74 to 100%. ठीक है, so that is the important update for all of you, right? So which of the following statement regarding foreign direct investment in India are correct? ठीक है, so FDI अगर हम लोग बात करते हैं फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट्स का, ठीक है, सो दे लाइक इफ अ फॉरेनर ओन 10% and more in any domestic company, so that is generally considered as FDI. ठीक है, बट यहाँ पे एक चीज आपको ध्यान रखनी है. लेट्स से if a person, ठीक है, प्लीज पे योर अटेंशन. ठीक है, लेट्स से वी आर रनिंग वन XYZ कंपनी. ठीक है, सो this XYZ company is not public company, suppose that, and this X is from a US who hold 5% ownership in this particular company. ठीक है, तो अब ये पहले अगर अनलिस्टेड कंपनी है 5% है तो इट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज FDI, फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट. ठीक है, लेटर ऑन सपोज दैट आफ्टर सम टाइम दे गेट लिस्टेड. ठीक है, ये आपका कंपनी क्या हुई, आपका पब्लिक हुई. ठीक है, सो नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज, मेजर क्वालिफिकेशन क्या होता है कि जो फॉरेन होल्डर्स हैं उनकी ओनरशिप क्या होनी चाहिए, ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 10%. ठीक है, तो अब अगर सवाल ये होता है कि ये जो FDI है, मतलब ये जो X की ओनरशिप है आपका, ये 5%, ये FDI करार दी जाएगी या FIIs होगी. ठीक है, सो FIIs लेस देन 10% आपका बेसिकली. ठीक है, so my answer is it will still consider as FDI because once an FDI is always an FDI. ठीक है, तो ये अगर पहले FDI की तरह इन्वेस्टमेंट था, इट विल ऑलवेज रिमेन एज FDI. ठीक है, तो वहां पे ये जो रूल है ये आपका एप्लीकेबल नहीं होगा. अदरवाइज लाइक इफ दे आर हैव like it is if in case of a public company, ठीक है, so if it will be considered FDI only when they have 10% ownership in equity on fully diluted basis of that particular company itself. ठीक है, दूसरा केस ये हो सकता है, let's say this X earlier have ownership of 15%. ठीक है, later on after the listing he sold 10%. ठीक है, इसने 10% आपका सेल कर दिया. ठीक है, 10% आपका सेल कर दिया. Now that remaining 5% will be considered as FDI or not? So my answer is again yes. It will be considered as FDI because once an FDI is always an FDI. Please do remember these things. ठीक है, ये बहुत बार आपको एग्जामिनेशन में ऐसी चीज़ों को जो एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड चीज़ें होती है वो आपका टेस्ट की जाती है. ठीक है. So FDI, they generally make investment in capital. These are kind of capital investment, and these are long-term investment. And the benefit associated with FDI compared to FII is basically one is long-term investment. Another one is they are not only investing the capital itself. Okay? They are also investing in management, or they are bringing the technology to our country and all. Okay? And they also help in major employment creation and all. Okay? So now the question is. Statement regarding FDI are correct. FDI can enter through both automatic route and गवर्नमेंट रूट. ठीक है. सो ऑटोमेटिक रूट एंड गवर्नमेंट रूट, दो रूट आपके होते हैं. ठीक है. ऑटोमेटिक रूट इज बेसिकली वेयर दीज आर द एरियाज, अदर लिमिट्स, सर्टेन लिमिट्स. ठीक है. सो वेयर गवर्नमेंट ऑलरेडी हैव पास दोज पर्टिकुलर बिल्स कि अगर जैसे आपका इस रेंज तक है तो दे कैन लाइक विदाउट प्रायर अप्रूवल फ्रॉम आरबीआई दे कैन डायरेक्टली इन्वेस्ट इन इंडिया. ठीक है. सो फर्स्ट वन, गवर्नमेंट अप्रूवल रूट इज लाइक कि इफ यू वांट टू एंटर इन सम एरियाज, सो फर्स्ट गवर्नमेंट विल डिसाइड कि आप आ सकते हो या नहीं आ सकते हो, या इट कैन बी बेस्ड ऑन द एग्जिस्टिंग फर्म. ठीक है. लेट्स से इन प्राइवेट बैंक, तो प्राइवेट बैंक एफडीआई लिमिट ऑटोमेटिक रूट इज 49% एंड गवर्नमेंट अप्रूवल रूट इज 74%. ठीक है. सो लेट्स से ये एक्सवाईजी बैंक के अंदर आपका इफ एफडीआई जैसे फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर का होल्डिंग इज सपोज दैट 49%. ठीक है. नाउ दे वांट टू इंक्रीज इट फ्रॉम 49 to 65%. So for that remaining 16%, they have to take prior approval from Government of India. So that is the logic in this particular one. Okay. So two route आपका automatic, so and government route where we need prior approval from Government of India. FDI propose exceeding 1,000 crore require clearance from the cabinet committee on economic affairs. ठीक है. So FDI proposal exceeding not 1,000, it is 5,000 crores. ठीक है. तो अगर 5,000 करोड़ से ज्यादा का एफडीआई आ रहा है, सो दैट विल रिक्वायर्ड क्लियरेंस फ्रॉम दी आपका कैबिनेट इकोनॉमिक कैबिनेट कमेटी ऑन इकोनॉमिक अफेयर्स, नॉट 1,000 करोड़. ठीक है. सो दिस इज रॉन्ग. FDI from Pakistan is allowed only through the government route, 100% true. ठीक है. सो अगर पाकिस्तान से FDI इंडिया में आता है तो उसके लिए पहले हमें आपका गवर्नमेंट का अप्रूवल चाहिए होगा. ठीक है. सो 1 in 3 मीन्स ऑप्शन सी विल बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. ठीक है. तो स्टेटमेंट 2 वाज इनकरेक्ट. रीजन, FDI proposal exceeding 5,000 crores need approval from the cabinet committee on economic affairs, not 1,000 crores. ठीक है. सो वी हैव टू मेजर रूट. ठीक है. ध्यान से एक बार सुनिएगा थोड़ा सा. ठीक है. सो ऑटोमेटिक रूट ऑफ आरबीआई. ठीक है. So FDI is permitted through the automatic route without prior approval from government or RBI in all activities sectors specified in the government of India's consolidated FDI policy as amended from time to time. The Indian firm that receive FDI through the automatic route must follow the term of FDI policy, including reporting the FDI and issuing shares to the RBI. Then investor must follow a two-stage reporting process. First, the Indian company is required to report to the foreign exchange department's regional office concerned of RBI, under whose jurisdiction it registered its registrar office is located. Let's say if it is let's say if it is in Maharashtra, so Mumbai we have regional office. If it is in Chennai, so आपका they have to registrar office is in Chennai and Chennai का regional office still itself in Chennai. ठीक है. तो दिल्ली, मुंबई, कोलकाता इन चेन्नई, दीज आर द 4 रीजनल ऑफिसेज ऑफ आरबीआई. ठीक है. तो उन्हीं के थ्रू आपका रिपोर्टिंग होगा. और जैसे कोलकाता में जैसे अगर कोलकाता की किसी और सिटी में भी रजिस्ट्रार ऑफिस है तो दे विल रिपोर्ट टू द दैट कोलकाता वन ऑल्सो. ठीक है. बंगाल के अगर किसी भी और डिस्ट्रिक्ट में है. ठीक है. Within 30 days of the receipt from the share application money, amount of consideration from the non-resident investors. And second, upon first one is within 30 days. This is very important one. Please do remember this. Within 30 days, you have to report to RBI regional office. Second, upon issue of shares to a non-resident investors, the company is required to submit required documentation with foreign exchange department regional office concerned with the RBI itself. ठीक है. Government route is foreign investments in activities not covered by the automatic route require prior approval from government permission. Proposals for the foreign investment through the government route are reviewed by the relevant administrative ministry or department. Okay, that means if it is about the insurance thing, so इंश्योरेंस आपका से रिलेटेड मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस. अगर फाइनेंस से रिलेटेड है, टेलीकॉम से इंडस्ट्री में अगर आ रहा है तो टेलीकॉम मिनिस्ट्री आपका दिस. Proposal involving a total foreign equity infusion of more than 5,000 crores require clearance from the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. FDI from Pakistan is also placed under the government route. ठीक है, तो पाकिस्तानी का जो इन्वेस्टमेंट अगर आता है तो दे हैव टू टेक प्रायर अप्रूवल फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इटसेल्फ. ठीक है, तो ये आपका सो लाइक जैसे रूट होता है ना आपका, वी हैव one is automatic route, another one is government approval. Sometime you will also see there are some restricted businesses. ठीक है, जैसे आपका चिट फंड, निधि कंपनीज, railways, atomic energy. So these are these restricted areas where foreigners they cannot invest or they cannot invest as an FDI. ठीक है, so basically prohibited areas under the FDI norms. Next one, which of the following statement regarding FDI limits an entry route in various sectors are correct? Yeah. So, it is about the limits and all. Yeah. So, FDI in agriculture and animal husbandry, 100% true. The defense manufacturing sector allow 100%. No, it is 74%. Yeah. So, it was like during the last budget, government they increased it to 74% through automatic route. FDI in civil aviation, air trans, that means option 2 is wrong. Yeah. Air transport services permitted up to 49% under automatic route. Beyond 49%, it is under government route. Yeah, true. The telecom service sector allow 100%. Last year, government they generally increased it to 100%. Yeah. FDI in multi-brand retail trading in permitted up to multi-brand. ठीक है, multi-brand it is only 51%. ठीक है, so mall जो होते हैं ना आपका 51% under the automatic route. ठीक है, uplinking of non news and current affairs TV channels allow 100% FDI under automatic route. True. ठीक है, so this is wrong. So what will be your correct answer? 136 136 136 नहीं, अच्छा 1346 13 no 134 no 1346. ठीक है, so option D will be right answer for this particular one. ठीक है, so defense it is 74% under the automatic route. Beyond this we require government approvals. ठीक है, and statement 5 was incorrect. Multi brand retails are tradings, so they have only up to 51%, not the 74%. ठीक है, so during this budget or the budgetary announcement, government they increase FDI limit in insurance. ठीक है, now this make this statement very very important. ठीक है, तो ये प्लीज आपका ध्यान रखिएगा, कितने से बढ़ाकर ये कितना किया गया ऐसा भी कई बार पूछ लेते हैं. ठीक है, so FDI limit for insurance sector raised to 74% to 100%. ठीक है, so government they generally increase FDI, foreign direct investment, in this particular one. Forum for regulatory coordination and development of pension scheme product, and this is the different one. Okay, so the only points आपका only area where government they increase the FDI limits, that was this particular one. तो insurance sector आपका जहाँ पे अभी तक 74% होता था, now it will be 100%. ठीक है, now next one guys, so it will help insurance industry to raise more capital or more investment. ठीक है, which of the following statement regarding FII, foreign institutional investments, are correct? So they basically make investment in shares, mutual funds, or the capital market instruments, or the securities instrument, and they get regulated through your SEBI itself, Securities and Exchange Board of India, and they do have certain benefit if they are trading on our GIFT City IFSC. Okay, so FII invest in short-term equities, true. Hedge funds, securities rather than the production activities, 100% true. FII investment are generally stable, no. It is just contra of first statement, and do not pose risk of capital flight. They do pose this one. Okay. So this statement is wrong. FII registered with SEBI and play a significant role in India's capital market 100% true. Okay? So 1 and 3 will be correct answer for this particular one. FII investment are volatile and can lead to capital flight in the time of economic slowdown और political instability. कई बार ऐसा आपने देखा होगा कि like ऐसा न्यूज़ रहता है ना कि FIIs they have withdrawn their money and just because of that there is a decline in India's stock market itself, right? So foreign institutional investments FIIs. So these are the short-term capital invested in stocks or hedge funds. It's generally volatile and the possibility of capital flight is always there in case of economic slump, political turmoil, or hard behavior of the short-term capital outflow. Foreign institutional investors are companies based on outside India that offer investment proposal in India. The portfolio investment program allow foreign institutional investors, non-resident Indians, and person of Indian origin to invest in India's primary and secondary capital market. Under this arrangement, FIIs and NRIs can acquire shares, debentures in Indian companies through Indian stock exchanges, and they are registered as FII with SEBI and play an essential part of uh, country's capital market performance also, right? So this is the one. चलो next one आपका next question is based on the type of FDI. ठीक है, so we have greenfield, brownfield and venture capital. ठीक है, तो तीन फॉर्म में आपको ये देखने के लिए मिलेंगे and this is the question which I have seen like examiner they have asked this particular question so many times. ठीक है, तो differences के ऊपर आपका question sometime they'll ask you the create the differences and all. 1 marks तक का क्वेश्चन यहाँ से मिल सकता है. So XYZ Global Limited, a multinational corporation based in USA, is planning to expand its business operation in India. The company is considering 3 different mode of investment. One is आपका setting up a new manufacturing plant in India to produce consumer electronics. It is a greenfield investment. ठीक है, तो greenfield आपका means आप इंडिया आ रहे हो एंड यू आर मेकिंग योर ओन सेटअप. ठीक है, तो दैट काइंड ऑफ सेटअप इज जनरली नोन एज ग्रीन फील्ड. ठीक है, दूसरा आपका एक्वायरिंग अ कंट्रोलिंग स्टेक इन एग्जिस्टिंग इंडियन कंपनी दैट ऑपरेट इन फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री. दिस इज ब्राउन फील्ड. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि like foreign company they are coming to India and they acquiring Indian company then they are expanding their business. ठीक है, तो जैसे कोई फॉरेन कंपनी हो इंडिया में कि इंडिया की किसी फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनी को वो आपका क्या करेगी, पहले पूरा खरीदेगी देन उसके हिसाब से उसमें एक्सपेंशन आपका करेगी. ठीक है, दैट इज मतलब वेयर like it is not they are not starting from the scratch. ठीक है, they are already having they are buying the Indian company and they are building this one. But in case of greenfield they are starting that company from scratch. ठीक है, एंटरिंग सो ये आपका ग्रीन फील्ड, ये आपका ब्राउन फील्ड. ठीक है, entering into a partnership with Indian automobile company to share technology resources in this. So this is your venture capital kind of. ठीक है, तो जहाँ पे partnership में वो जा रहे हैं. However, Global Limited is also exploring various other sectors for investment and is advised to avoid sectors where FDI completely prohibited. ठीक है, in the given context, which of the following statement is correct? ठीक है, ये सारे एरियाज में अच्छा यहाँ पे कोई ऐसा कोई सेक्टर तो दिया नहीं है, सो ऑल आर अलाउड. ठीक है, सो अब पूछ क्वेश्चन क्या है. अच्छा ओके, सो वी हैव टू गो थ्रू द स्टेटमेंट. द फर्स्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट मेड इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ ग्रीनफील्ड एफडीआई. ट्रू, फर्स्ट वन वाज ग्रीनफील्ड. ठीक है, एंड द सेकंड इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ ब्राउनफील्ड एफडीआई. ट्रू, दूसरा आपका ब्राउनफील्ड. थर्ड वन वाज वेंचर कैपिटल, तो ए तो सही है. The third investment made is wholly owned subsidiary. No, it is not a wholly owned subsidiary. What like greenfield one or this one will be wholly owned subsidiary. ठीक है, in this particular one they are entering into a partnership firm. ठीक है, so this is not the right answer. XYZ Global can invest in lottery business. ठीक है, no. Now like prohibited areas from the FDI, lottery business or chit funds in India as long as it follow the government regulation. No, lottery and chit funds are prohibited even the other there are so many other businesses also, and even some sectors also. The company plan to enter into real estate business, buying and selling, it is also prohibited. Okay? So these two areas, these two options are prohibited, and this is not a wholly owned subsidiary, it is a joint venture. Again, it is आपका venture capital नहीं, joint venture, sorry, my bad guys, it is a joint venture. So greenfield, brownfield, joint venture. ठीक है? So option A should be right answer for this particular one. ठीक है? So greenfield FDI occur when a company establishes a new business operations from scratch, such as setting up a new manufacturing plant. Brownfield FDI happen when company acquire an existing firm, like purchasing controlling stake of pharmaceutical company. ठीक है? Joint venture, partnering with local company, local means Indian company, as seen in the third mode of investment. ठीक है? FD, lottery, chit fund business, real estate businesses are prohibited from the FDI investments. ठीक है? तो जल्दी से एक बार आप इनको देख लीजिए. So brownfield FDI, joint ventures, and greenfield. So greenfield, a sort of investment in which parent corporation establish a subsidiary in the destination country. It build operation from scratch. जैसे McDonald's, Hyundai India, Pepsi India are example of these particular one. ठीक है? Brownfield, it is an investment in the multinational corporation by stock in the established firm in an established firm in the host country, like we have Daiichi Shinkyo of Japan acquire Ranbaxy India pharmaceutical company. ठीक है? Joint ventures आपका based on the an agreements, foreign company and local company join up to share investments, technology, profit and so on. ठीक है? तो ये आपका 3 टाइप, ये बहुत बार आपको पूछे गए हैं हाफ मार्क्स और 1 मार्क्स के बीच में. ठीक है? हाफ मार्क्स में सीधा आप एक सिचुएशन और उस पर क्वेश्चन, 1 मार्क्स में दे कैन गिव यू 3 स्टेटमेंट विच स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट और इनकरेक्ट अबाउट दी आपका डिफरेंट फॉर्म ऑफ एफडीआई. सो प्लीज डू रिमेंबर दिस. ठीक है? एफडीआई प्रोहिबिटेड सेक्टर्स आपका और बिजनेसेस. ठीक है? सो लॉटरी बिजनेस which include government or private lotteries, online lotteries. ठीक है? Gambling, betting as well. ठीक है? This is also betting as casinos. ठीक है? तो ये आपका है. चिट फंड्स आपका. ठीक है? निधि कंपनीज, ये हमने पढ़ा भी था. ठीक है? निधि कंपनीज आर बेसिकली दीज आर ग्रुप ऑफ कंपनीज. ठीक है? इट इज सिमिलर टू योर committee system. ठीक है? So where group of companies they contribute some money, and if any member of that particular group of companies required fund, so they can lend to each others. ठीक है? ट्रेडिंग ट्रेड्स आपका trading in transferable development rights. Trades is kind of a shares in the real estate business. ठीक है? real estate business आपका. ठीक है? then a construction of farmhouse. Real estate business does not include development of township, construction or residential commercial premises, road or bridge. ठीक है? Manufacturing of cigars, cheroots. ठीक है? And we have ciggy rolls and cigarettes of tobacco or tobacco substitutes. Activities or sectors not open to private sector. Okay? These are like atomic energy and Indian Railways operations. So that is the one. Okay? So this is like prohibited areas. Again, you can expect one question based on this also. Okay? Which of the following area is prohibited? Okay? So they'll give you 4 options. You have to find out the right one. ठीक है? Which is prohibited. वो इनमें से एक आपको मिलेगा for sure. ठीक है? चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Which of the following statement about economic growth and development are correct? Okay? So you have to find out the correct statement with regard to growth and development. As I gave you an example, so economic growth, it is a narrower term. Okay? And development, it is a broader term. Okay? So growth is quantitative in nature. Development is like multi-dimensional, right? So growth की case में we are just talking about the numbers. ठीक है? The output of that particular economy. So we generally measure growth in term of GDP, GNP, NNP and all these particular one. ठीक है? तो कैसे outputs हैं आपके economy के पूरे throughout the year, वो सब आपका वहाँ पे. But in case of economic development, it is all about the living standards of peoples, those who are living in that country. ठीक है? जैसे their education facilities, healthcare facilities, transport facilities, तो ये सारी चीज़ों का आपका इंक्लूड करता है. ठीक है? As I gave you ना how you can make the difference. ठीक है? GDP wise we are at 5th लार्जेस्ट इकोनॉमी इन दी वर्ल्ड, बट SDI के हिसाब से विच इज अ मेजर फॉर द इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट, वी आर एट 130th पोजीशन। तो ये डिफरेंस आपका दोनों के बीच में, ठीक है। सो इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ इज अ नैरोअर कॉन्सेप्ट देन इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट, बिल्कुल सही, ठीक है। इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट इंक्लूड इम्प्रूवमेंट इन लिटरेसी, हेल्थ केयर एंड लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड, अगेन ट्रू, ठीक है। Economic growth is a multi-dimensional. No, economic development is a multi-dimensional. Growth is like it is concerned with the outcome only. ठीक है. Concept focus on both income and quality of life. ठीक है. Growth only focus on this. They do not focus on quality of life. So this statement is wrong. ठीक है. हाँ. If you do it economic development, that is right. ठीक है. Indicator of economic development are SDI, GDI, and PQLI. ठीक है. 100% true. Economic growth is more relevant for developed countries, while economic development is more relevant. No, in economy wise, you cannot do the segregation. Okay, this is wrong. Okay. So, correct statement 124. 124. Economic growth is more relevant for developed countries, while economic development is more relevant for the. Okay, now because we do not have option 5 is so इसके हिसाब से this should be right. Like the reference what yes, देखो ये किस रेफरेंस में आपका 5 को माना गया ना, what I can relate this कि developed countries they already have these facilities and all, ठीक है, whatever we require for the development, ठीक है, they have achieved those particular milestone, ठीक है, so now they are focused toward the developments and numbers and all, ठीक है, growth आपका जैसे यूएस इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ इज 1.5%, इंडियाज इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ इज 7.5%, ग्रोथ इज नॉट आर कंसर्न, ठीक है, देयर कंसर्न इज ग्रोथ बट आर कंसर्न शुड बी ग्रोथ, हमें बैलेंस आउट करना पड़ेगा एंड हमारा यहाँ पे इफ यूल वर्क ऑन दीज पर्टिकुलर वन सो इट विल हेल्प अस, तो दैट इन दैट वे इट शुड बी राइट आंसर, ठीक है, क्योंकि अगर मैच करते हैं 1 2 4 5 1 2 4 5 मतलब ए अगर सही आंसर है तो ठीक है, यस, ठीक है। स्टेटमेंट 3 इज स्टेटमेंट 5 इज इन करेक्ट आपका लिखा हुआ, ठीक है, तो देखो एक बार देख लेते हैं, ठीक है। सो इन इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ इज अ सिंगल डायमेंशनल, दिस इज ये तो क्लियर था। इकोनॉमिक स्टेटमेंट 5 इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ इज बेटर सूटेड फॉर मेजरिंग प्रोग्रेस in developed nations while economic development is more relevant for the developing nations. See, this statement is true, ठीक है, यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा ये आपका हाँ मतलब सब कुछ सही है, ठीक है, इट शुड बी मतलब एज पर द स्टेटमेंट्स आपका इट वाज इनकरेक्ट, ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे क्या लिखा था, सॉरी what was the point here, it is economic growth is more relevant for developed countries, हाँ बिल्कुल करेक्ट आपका, ठीक है, तो this is the one, next one, so let's see the chart. So economic growth refer to the increment in the amount of goods and services produced in an economy during a financial year or fiscal year, ठीक है, so आपका GDP terms में, ठीक है, here if you talk about the economic development, so economic development refer to the reduction and elimination of poverty, unemployment, inequality with the context of growing economy, ठीक है, economic growth means an increase in real national and nominal income, ठीक है, so that is the national outputs and all. Economic development means an improvement in the quality of life and living standards which can be measured through the literacy, health, life expectancy and all, ठीक है. Apart from this, economic growth focus on production of goods and services. It focus on development on distribution of resources. Economic development which focus on distribution of resources. Economic growth is a single dimensional. It is a multi-dimensional. We have so many aspects of this. It is only about the outcome oriented. Income growth is economic growth is a pressure and prerequisite of the economic development. ठीक है, so अगर development होगा मतलब economic growth होगा obviously your economy will your development will all that will lead to the development, that's why it is prerequisite for the economic development, ठीक है. So economic development comes after the economic growth. Indicators like GDP, GNP, per capita income. Here we have human development index, human poverty index, we have Gini coefficient, we have gender development index, we have balance of trade, we have physical quality of index, ठीक है. Economic growth only look at quantitative aspect, it is at quantitative as well as qualitative both. It refer to increase in production, it refer to increase in productivity, ठीक है. Economic growth is relatively narrow concept. It is a broader concept. Again, economic growth is more relevant metrics for assessing progress of developed countries, and it is more for the quality of the developing countries. Okay? So this is the overall differentiation between growth and development. It is like highly expected question. ठीक है? तो यहाँ से 1 marks का question again you can expect the differences like which of the following statement is most accurate or inaccurate about the distinction between growth and development. इस तरीके से ये काफ़ी ज़्यादा पूछा जा रहा है अभी, ठीक है? So you have to remember these things. ठीक है? Now the summary itself. ठीक है? So now summary. Foreign trade policy refer to economic policy of the government and economy's export-import activity. Prior 1991, Indian economy was protected by high tariff and taxes. Foreign investment was not permitted in India, in addition to significant quantitative restrictions. In line with the Make in India initiative, Foreign Trade Policy 1520 provide framework for promoting goods and services exports as well as employment generation and value addition to the economy. Foreign trade policy aimed to increase India's mercantile and service export from 465 billion US dollar 1314 to आपका 900 billion dollars 1920. ठीक है? FTP 1520 include two new schemes: mercantile export from India and which is exporting defined product to the destination. Then we have service export from India scheme to promoting exports of designated services. FDI is a key engine of economic growth, assisting the maintaining high growth rates, enhancing productivity and generate employment. A favorable policy, a framework and stable business environment promote FDI inflows. FDI entered the domestic economy through two channels. One is automatic route, another one is government approval route. Okay? So this is the next one. FDI entered. Okay, this we have discussed here. FDI permitted through automatic route without prior approval from Government of India or RBI in all activity sectors specified in the Government of India's consolidated FDI policy as amended time to time. Foreign investment in activities not covered by the automatic route require prior approval from government permission. FDI from Pakistan is also required prior approval from Pakistan. There are three type of FDI: greenfield, where regionally the foreign investor they are starting from the scratch. Brownfield, they are acquiring some Indian company, then they are expanding their business. Joint ventures, where they are entering into a partnership with Indian companies. Foreign institutional investors, FIIs, are companies based outside India that offer investment proposal in capital market. FII refer to short-term capital invested in stock or hedge funds. It generally volatile. Volatile means मतलब you cannot rely on those particular one. कभी काफी ज़्यादा होंगे, काफी काफी कम होंगे. ठीक है? The possibility of capital flight is always there in case of economic slump, political turmoil, or hard behavior of short-term capital outflow. Economic development is a wider concept than the growth. To assess the economic development, qualitative indicators such as SDI, Human Development Index, Gender-Related Index, Human Poverty Index, Infant Mortality, Literacy Rate, and are basically used. Okay? So with this टू स्लाइड्स वी हैव कवर एवरीथिंग. ठीक है, अगर आप लोगों ने पूरा सेशन देखा होगा सो एवरीथिंग इज गेट कवर्ड अंडर दिस वन. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे भी समरी में भी यू कैन रियलाइज दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग्स कि दे हैवंट ज़्यादा फोकस उनका ट्रेड पॉलिसी के ऊपर नहीं है, द बेसिक थिंग्स अबाउट दैट वन एंड देन FDI and FIs or the growth versus development. ठीक है, so I hope this is clear to all of you. If you still have some queries and all, so you can connect me here, or those who are watching on the application, they can send me your queries through through the chat bot. Okay. Soon I'll create one like from 1st April onwards we will be doing the test also. Yeah, quiz, daily quizzes. Okay. So I'll form a separate Telegram group for all of you, so where we are going to practice number of MCQs on daily basis topic wise. Okay. So this is it from my side, guys. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you for watching this session. I hope you enjoy the discussion. तो कैसा लगा जरूर अपने फीडबैक शेयर कीजिएगा, एंड इफ यू लाइक प्लीज डू टेल अदर्स ऑल्सो, so they can also get benefited from these particular session. All right, so now I'll see you tomorrow with our next unit, again unit number 9. All right, so we have only 3 units remaining, and the last 3 units are very small units, and they can be covered within 1 hour discussion for all the 3 units, right? So the maximum things which we have, like from module A, we have already covered. So this is it, and bye bye, take care, all the very best for your preparation, guys. Thank you.